Hello everyone, it's Lindsay from Millinery Hub, and this video is about how to curve Petersham with an iron. Why would you want to curve Petersham? Well, there are two main reasons. First is for making a hat band on a hat with a sloped crown, like this one here. The Petersham sits flush against the side of the crown here. That wouldn't happen with just using straight Petersham, so we need to curve it. The other reason is you want to curve Petersham if you're using Petersham for your head fit ribbon. And the reason you might want to do that, you don't have to do that, it's just a nicer finish than putting a flat Petersham in a curved crown like this. If you put a straight one in, or a flat Petersham, you'll get ripples in the head fitting, whereas if you curve it a bit before you sew it in, you'll get a beautiful flat finish on the inside of your hat. Curving Petersham with an iron is not hard, but it does require some practice, and it also requires some decent ribbon. When you're buying Petersham for millinery, I recommend you always get a viscose rayon Petersham, which is traditionally what Petersham is made out of. Or sometimes you'll get a viscose cotton or a cotton rayon. That's also good, but viscose rayon, in my opinion, is the best. The reason being, you get this really beautiful shiny finish from the rayon. Also, rayon has that slight bit more stretch than cotton, so you'll find the curving of a rayon Petersham a little bit easier. What does curving a Petersham do for us? Well, if you have a look at this hat here, I've got a Petersham ribbon that I've already curved and put on the hat there, and you can see that it's hugging this crown quite nicely. This crown has got a bit of a slope on it, meaning it's not straight up and down, or what we call square. If I got my Petersham and didn't curve it and tried to put it around this hat, I'm going to get some sort of gap here at the top, which doesn't look very good. Today I'm using my steam generator iron, which simply means that I press the button like this to get steam, and it doesn't rely on the iron being vertical like this. So you can use a regular iron, it'll do just as good a job as this one. I just like this one. You can even use an iron without steam if you're one of those people who happen to have one of them. They're not very common. But if you're going to do that, you're going to have to spray your Petersham with a little bit of water in a spray bottle first. Okay, so there are a couple of ways to curve Petersham. The first one is to simply curve the Petersham in front of the iron as I go like this. There you go, I've got a really quite a big curve in that in a very easy fashion. That's not the way I do it, and I'll show you why in a minute. The way I curve Petersham generally is to put a bit of a curved shape in it and then move my iron this way so that I'm lining my iron up with the grooves in the Petersham. I'll show you what I mean, it's a lot simpler to demonstrate. So curving my Petersham a bit and running my iron towards the center of the curve. Like so. And coming back along, putting a bit more curve in. And once I've got my curve in it, I can flatten it out like that. Okay, the reason I like the second method more is because it leaves these grooves or ridges on the Petersham straight. Whereas the first method of just pushing the iron along following the curve can get a really serpentine curve on these ridges as well, which doesn't look as nice. So you can use either method, but I prefer the second one. You can curve any size Petersham, but the narrower it is, the easier it is to do. You can also straighten the Petersham back out again. Just a matter of applying more steam and flattening it out. And that's all there is to it. There you go. Now you know how to curve Petersham with an iron. If you've enjoyed this video and want to learn some more tips and tricks about millinery, why don't you subscribe to the Millinery Hub YouTube channel, or also subscribe to my mailing list on the website or in the link in the description below. Have a good one and see you next time.